Good evening, everybody. I haven't made a video in a while. So, I have been seeing a lot of chatter about what people are going to do about this big guy. Right now, I only have one combiner lib. I just have him on there. But, I had a thought. And this isn't going to be normal. Because I'm trying to get back into the swing of the weirder things that I tend to make. And there are other things coming that I've been messing around with, but with all the videos coming out lately, I figured I'd show this off. Now, before I show this off, a couple of caveats here. I don't know that I'm ever going to sell this. You may be able to get the files on Patreon. I may release them on my Patreon page. They may show up on Thingiverse or Cults at some point in the future, but I've been having tons of difficulty with those. Or at least with Thingiverse, I've been having tons of difficulty and I haven't uploaded anything in a while. Whereas I have things to put on the Patreon store for people to download. I just don't know when it's ever going to make it to open market. I'm trying to take a break from having to go and hunt down Etsy and Facebook and eBay and other websites that are blatantly stealing my work. So, because I don't feel like doing that anymore, might have to change some things. So this is Menasor with one piece, which is just Motor Master and his trailer, and him. I can't remember right now. I had a long day, and a lot of people are coming up with little things to extend here and add feet and change the chest, which I really like the chest piece that I saw that was changed on Inutabi's video that I watched today. It's not enough for me. It's not enough. See, I bought 2 sets. I have 2 of him, 2 of him, 2 of everything else that I can pre-order. I've been pre-ordering 2 of them because this is the non-toy haxed one, and then it's put away in a box at the moment, but then I have one I toy haxed, and I'm going to do that with all of them. I want the individual robots and then Menasor behind them. I'm going to toy hax all the robots, and we'll see about the Menasor. So I'm going to have a second entire trailer, basically the whole body of this thing, not doing anything. And that's lame. So I did something about it. So, here's my headcanon. One day, Megatron just got sick and tired of their bullshit. Can't control him when he's Menasor. The individual robots are a pain in the ass. So he has Shockwave just gut everybody of all their combiner capabilities, right? So they're all just gutted, but he's got all these parts left. So Shockwave, because he's Shockwave, decides, well, we need a weapon built out of all these extra parts. We need something. And so this is my answer to Shockwave's idea of what to do with combiner parts. And I still haven't quite come up with a name for him yet. So, as you can see, I've used up all the ports. The chest is completely different. He does have rotation here on this eye. These turrets rotate on the shoulders. Everything is Blast Effects compatible. Mine doesn't really... The feet are so weirdly weak. So he's got arm cannons. Side shoulder pieces. I also made pieces. Now you see how this thing works. Is it's this flipped around, but it still locks in place. We've got leg fillers here. More machine than anything that you would normally see in a Transformer. So it's a lot of hoses and pistons and things of that nature. Those engage the front flaps on this, like the vehicles will do on Menasor. Like I said, you've got rotation here in the eye. The turrets rotate. Nothing else really needs to rotate, but everything is designed to be compatible with either side, because if you didn't know, these pins and these pins on this side are different. This locking mechanism and these pins are different. The only thing that was the same is this piece is back here. Will be the same. But they definitely tried to make it so that you could not use him on both sides. And I've seen people who've done it, and I don't know how they did it because the pins aren't the same locations. So I don't know what modifications they did. Now, I didn't give him a big weird gun thing to incorporate this because I thought that was silly. And my Motormaster is going to keep his big stupid sword that doesn't work for either because it's too small and too big. But here is... It's too big for the frame. Here, let me move Menasor. Since in my canon he doesn't exist anymore. You'll see, the layer lines on this side and this side are different because I was testing it. This looks better, but this is weaker. This is far stronger, but doesn't quite look great, especially with the settings I used, because I did not use the best settings for this. Because this is more supposed to just be something for me. So he has these turrets up here that are on a 5mm port so that they can rotate. He has two 5mm ports up here. Blast effects can go here, 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 and here, because those are all 3mm. The back of the legs part is mostly mechanical just to fill in the back of the legs. You'll see these are not utilized, so they're just flipped back. I gave him some, just kind of like little grenade pods there. Lots of vents to let out all the pressure. And we've got, you've got pistons everywhere and hoses and vents. Kind of my aesthetic. So there you go. I haven't come up with a name for him yet. I'll come up with a name for him before I release the video, so at least it's in the title. So if you see the title, you'll see the name. Yes, it is clear to me that there are some similarities between a giant rolling fortress that was the home of a brain and a goofy half-naked ninja and a couple of mutant punks. If you get what I'm talking about. I just felt like being vague. No real reason. Yeah, I get it. I was going for that. I like this, like, eyeball look. I made a version of this that opens and closes and the ball moves, but it looks silly put together because tolerances and because you can't really take this too thin, but I like this the way this is. It's not on a ball joint. It is just on a peg. The peg is not part of this or part of this. It's a separate peg. So if it ever breaks or anything, you can replace it. And again, I'll probably put these up on my Patreon page, the files for this. It is a very long print time right now because I printed a lot of this stuff is almost solid, just because of using all the pins and everything else. And now this isn't quite solid, but it is strong. But if I tried to print everything all at once, we're talking a 2-day print all at once. So if you wanted some of these, you could do it. And you could paint everything. The orientations, you could change the orientations if you'd rather this stand, if you'd rather this have more of the glossy shine than this being the top. The difference being this was printed, they're very tight. I don't even know if I can get it off right now. But this was printed laying on this side here. So this was the top. The turrets print separate. This was the top. So that's why that looks that way. Whereas this was printed with this as the bottom, so it printed up this way. So you get, this is clearer, but it's not as strong. If I pinch these two together right now, they'll snap. Which is a problem I have with barrels on guns and stuff like that, and why I tell people to always be careful. Whereas this one, you couldn't break that. I mean, you could if you really tried to, but it would be hard. So, let me know. If I was to print these off and put them on Etsy, would anybody want them? I don't know. I know they wouldn't be cheap because it's a lot of filament. It's a lot of filament and a lot of time I got to take to do this. So if somebody really, really, really wanted them printed off, I guess I could consider it. Let me know in the comments. Would you want something like this to use up your trailer and keep the bots in robot mode? Are you only getting one Menasor? Are you just getting one set to have one Menasor and you're just going to have Menasor and you're not going to have the individual robots? Cool. Not everybody is going to go and buy 2 sets of these things as expensive as they are. I understand that. But if you bought 2 sets, what would you rather have? A trailer or a companion? So, yeah, this is all done in one take. This was just a quick kind of video I wanted to do after seeing all the videos today. So, let me know what you think and leave me comments. Comment. Share this thing out. I want to know what people think. I want to know what people want. if people would be willing to buy these, I'd put them on Etsy. But it's a time crunch to get them on there. All right. Let me know.